What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at prime moment Stoichkov. He is 2 million on the market, Bulgarian striker, 93 rated, 94 pace, 95 shooting, 89 passing, 94 dribbling, and 88 physicals. He is a 4-star, 3-star, and in terms of chemistry styles, we will be looking at the engine, which I think a lot of icons will be. We are going to be playing him up front. I feel like he could come into the cam role. I feel like he would play quite well there in like cam, centre forward, or striker, but I really want to test this guy out as striker, as I've used his base and mid, I want to say, in previous reviews. I want to say his mid went out. I don't know if that was one of the ones that I lost the footage for. Don't ask me why, but it just happened. But he is a 94 rated striker overall with an engine. Obviously, you don't really need much more shooting on him, so that's why you're not going with like a finish or anything to just max it out. It literally is no point. Going from 96 finishing to 99, there'll be a very, very slight difference, and that is it. We've got the composure. Agility balance is nice. He is 5'10", so he's not the tallest striker in the world, so I'm expecting him to be a little bit nimble in the box and being able to absolutely rocket it home with the 95 shot power. So I'm interested in this card. We've got big boy strength, big boy aggression. This card looks nice. What traits we got? No traits, so unfortunately no finesse or outside of the foot. Obviously he did play for Barcelona, so obviously this card is a little bit before my time in terms of knowing who he is, like fully. 94 is obviously my birth date, so very interesting to see what this card can do. Let's jump straight into it, see what Stoichkov can do. Into Stoichkov already, 2 minutes in, and he's already got a big boy goal. Into Stoichkov, who's going to absolutely rinse him all the way, go for the chip across the keeper. Maybe just got my angles a little bit wrong on that one. Steve Stoichkov on the right there. Go the inside. Oh, and it's hit the post. Unbelievable. That's what you need, the finesse trait. Stoichkov's going to carry the whole way. Robertson has got no chance against him. And you can see him having to use another player. Just go with the inside. And honestly, the card is very, very quick. You'd imagine him to be somewhat bulky, just from maybe the kind of stocky build. How he's hit the post? He's hit the post twice now. You just imagine him, just because he is quite a stocky lad. He's not necessarily the leanest player on the pitch, but honestly, the agility, balance all work well on this prime moment. Into Stoichkov. He's going to go round him with the left foot. That's a great save from Pope. Honestly, don't understand how that keeper is still in teams. It's an 82 rated card. Most definitely doesn't belong in a champs team at this point in the game, but still manages to make his way through as we find Stoichkov. Oh, why did he not control that? Stoichkov with a little bit of dribbling. Sees it past Varane. Oh, we tried the roulette a little bit too late on that one. But honestly, he plays really well in terms of, like I said before, kind of like I assumed he'd be not necessarily blocky or clunky, but a little bit more not as smooth to turn. But honestly, he does manage to kind of go through. Obviously, we can see the skills from him. You can see his kind of body type. It's brilliant to get past players. Look at that, constantly doing Varane, and we win the corner. Obviously, there is basic amount of skills that I can do. Obviously, Berber spins and all of that. I always have to find the right space for it. And 9 times out of 10, he'll probably beat someone to the ball. Stoichkov. We tried a bit of a rainbow flick. He's doing quite nice for me, to be honest. Shot-wise, I feel like you get him on target. He's going to bang every single shot in. And obviously, 2 mil is a price tag right now, so I would kind of consider waiting, and I'd kind of suggest that with pretty much most prime moments. We don't know how many more SBCs we're getting. We don't know what icon swaps we're getting. The potential that we could get, obviously, a lot of these in packs or SBCs in the near future. Oh, good header. It is very kind of uncertain at the moment. So some people like a Stoichkov, someone who is more realistic. Like, I'm not too worried about like an R9 or a Eusebio. Granted, the price is a little bit of a different sort of bracket, but in terms of them players, nobody can afford them, so they're not going to put them in icons packs at all anyway, unless they do the prime moment icon pack, which I think has got a while until that does come out. Stoichkov is going to try and hold Ferdinand off though, but this is it. When you get to these elite defenders, you're looking at your Maldinis, your prime moment Rios, Campbells, Vidic's. It's going to become even harder to kind of like battle them with a single striker, to be honest. So you're going to need that upgrade in that sort of striking role, and that's why I'm trying to get as many prime moment done as possible to let you know kind of like who is the most efficient to buy. Obviously Stoichkov, not necessarily is everybody's cup of tea, but I feel like a lot of people miss out on players like that because they're not willing to spend the 2 mil to get him, to try him out. And that's fair enough, and that's normally why I like doing reviews, to let you know he's pretty good. Is he worth 2 mil? Probably not. I'd much rather go get an Mbappe right now, but when you've got pretty much most teams going with like a Rio, Vidic, Maldini combination, then you're kind of forced to kind of upgrade. Stoichkov winning it back. Absolutely beats him on the dribble, and again, no free kick though. Into Stoichkov. He's got to get that volley. Oh, it's a good save from Pope again. Honestly, I hate this keeper. So going into the overall then for prime moment Stoichkov. 2 mil on pretty much everything, give or take 3 mil depending on PC. But obviously this card for me is very nice. I must admit, I'll hold my hands up. I thought 5'10", average build, he looks a bit more stockier on top if anything. I thought he may be a little bit blocky. He may be. Like his 87's nice, but again, he's not... I don't know what it is about him. He just feels like more blocky than he should be. 5'10" isn't a massive height, and he just feels like he turns not necessarily as quick as some of the other players who are pretty much in the same sort of boat. But his prime moment, actually very, very nice to play with. Very agile, lovely on the ball, pace is great, shooting's fantastic, even the strength element. Some aspects, we went in the last match and we had to go against a solid team. Rio, Varane rode to the final, or was it road to the final? Is either road to the final or in form. I know it weren't his gold. Furlan Mendy, obviously gold, who's still cracked. Some really, really top-end defenders, and he struggled a little bit, and that's kind of the point of this. We're not looking to go against your Gold Gomez's, I don't know, even Virgil to some extent at this point in the game. You're looking against the top-notch, because if we go against small players, he's going to be able to do a lot more. You go against the big boys, he's going to struggle, and you want to see then, can he cope with them? Can he do them basically out of their job? But for me, he is a good player. I wouldn't say he's worth 2 mil in my opinion. I feel like definitely you want to be looking at getting him a lot cheaper, and that will take time. More than likely we'll be waiting a couple more promos to really see these prices start to decrease, because they are so brand new in the game. In terms of chemistry style, we looked at the engine, which obviously does give him a very nice stat boost. I think really you can't really get much better than that in terms of a striker for 2 mil. You can get players who play better or have better attributes and kind of like animations in goals. The biggest thing for me, the 3-star weak foot, definitely would like the 4, and then obviously no traits on the striker, which again is a new concept and not everybody needs or wants any sorts of traits, but I like the finesse, I like the outside of the foot, just to give me them angles and that extra support when going forward. Obviously his 92 is pretty similar. Like for me, I think any prime moments at the moment, there's very rarely that the prime is massively far away from them. There can be position changes, which definitely has the effect, but I think in terms of like someone like this guy who's got a 93 striker or a 92 striker, I personally would be looking at the prime if I'm looking for a solution right now. If you're looking to keep Stoichkov in the team, maybe you're a massive fan, then fair enough, go for it, because especially an icon like this, they're not millions upon millions. They're not like an R9 who's 15 mil, and more than likely he'll probably stay extinct. But you're looking at like an 8 mil who's going to drop down to 4 mil. You're losing a hell of a lot of coins. A 2 mil card, it probably will drop under a mil at some point, but who's to say that's not before team of the season? Who's to say that's not after team of the season? So for me, if you are a fan, go for it. He's a cracking striker. Obviously, he's got a 90 left wing as well, which I've seen a hell of a lot of times, but I feel like prime does look pretty nice for a mil. Overall wise, I'd give him a 9.8. I'm feeling a bit generous for him. I'm putting him up in the big boys. I really do like him, and obviously for a cheaper prime moment striker, I think he's relatively good. But hopefully you did enjoy the video. Like I said in the previous, let me know if there's any more prime moments you'd like me to do. I'm constantly trying to tick over with them whilst we've done all the promos so far, and we will try and continue with the grind of them. So hopefully you did enjoy. Like and subscribe. Peace.